Hello. Hello. Divine mystical beings, beautiful creatures, ethereal goddesses and kings and whatever else you guys are. Today, we're going to be talking about something that I think needs to be talked about way more. Self-harm. And most of you probably thought self-harm in a way of physically doing harm upon self, but it is way beyond this. Self-harm, actually, I want you guys to take a second what you think self-harm is if it's not physical. What is another avenue of self-harm? I'm going to give you a scenario, okay? I look in the mirror. Pretend this is the mirror, okay? I'm looking in the mirror. Fuck. I look like shit. Oh my God, my eyes are uneven. Oh my God, my hair looks so frizzy and not good enough. I'm never going to be perfect. Oh my gosh. So, I've been manifesting golden eyes for 15 days, bro. Where is it? Where is it? Self-harm. Or you're sitting down, you're visualizing, you're doing your rituals, and you're seeing yourself with $1 million check right in your face. Okay, now watch this. A bill. Oh my God, another bill. I'm so broke. I'm so poor. I'm never going to be rich. Self-harm. You just claimed the opposite of what you wanted. Every time you speak, you act, you feel, you think, you do anything that is not from what you know you are and from the truth of who you are as all that is, as the I am that I am, as the God source, I and my Father are one, you are harming self. That's sinning. It's missing the mark. It's nothing to do with karma. It's nothing to do with you did this action and now you have to repent and do 18 Hail Marys full of grace. Lord is with thee. Whatever that. Oh my gosh. I went to a Catholic school for a brief period of time. So it was like the funniest thing ever, thinking about even that confession is something that we think we need to do. Meanwhile, the confession is your life. You confess 24/7 and whatever you confess will be. Okay. So if you decide that you are rich and then you act like you're poor, self-harm, sinning, okay? So today's self-harm video is really just that. And we're going to be talking about how you can act in a way that is aligned with who you say that you are. So you don't waver, you don't complicate things, you don't pretend to be convicted, but then go right back. You don't speak to a friend as if something hasn't happened yet. You don't look in the mirror as if something's not there yet. You don't look at your bank account as if you don't have millions of dollars. You don't think about your friend as if you're thinking from the highest good. You don't think about your SP. That word, I know a lot of people don't even like that word because they're the person you have then. And I know Eric talks about this in his videos and I totally agree. If you're with them, then they're just your boyfriend or something. So the SP term just means you're not, like when you just call them like your lover, your significant other, like your bestie, or you would act normal that way. You'd be like, yeah, like my boyfriend, You wouldn't be like, oh, SP. No. Okay. So every time you are doing these certain things, you are self-harming, the same as if you were to mutilate a part of your body or cut your wrist or punch yourself. It's if anything, it's even beyond worse because now you're going to be in the consciousness that is separate from the source that you are or pretending to be separate. And that's going to continually outpicture things that are unwanted to you. And you're going to be stuck in this hamster wheel rat race, thinking to yourself that there's something outside of you that you are praying to intervene to make your life better. You're the one intervening. You're the one making your life better. You, the source within you, is the reason that your life is the way it is. It just says yes. If you actually thought about the faculty of consciousness and being all that is, this is how it is. If you want to picture someone in the sky, you can go ahead and do that, but there's no one in the sky. It's you, okay? It's this water bottle and this with my blood. It's all within me. It's all me, just like you're now picturing of me, okay? So same in your reality. If you want to think about this way, think about something with this God within you, okay? It's there all the time. It's like, whoa. What is Sienna contemplating and experiencing? What is she deciding to be true? Because guess what? We're going to just say yes to it. I am rich. Yes. I am poor. Yes. I am sad. Yes. I'm happy. Yes. I have a symmetrical face? Yes. I don't? Yes. My legs are lopsided? Yes. I can't walk? Yes. I can walk? Yes. I have so much money? Yes. I literally make millions of dollars every day? Yes. People leave my life because no one loves me? Yes. That is the faculty of consciousness. That is the God within you. It just knows yes. It created you in the likeness of image to experience all that is, whatever you see fit, whatever feels comfortable for you, because we're these eternal beings in this multidimensional, interdimensional, galactic, all these universes experiencing all at once on this beautiful, fun playtime journey. We're in millions of different realms. Like this version of me only knows this version of me, but there's other versions of me, and I've talked about this before. So you have that power within you. Do you think that God created you in the likeness of image, but then said, oh, but not this. But no, like Sally can't have $15. That's the one thing she can't have. You were created to experience everything and anything you've ever wanted because you already have it and already experiencing it. You're just not being aware of it, and you're deciding that, and that's on you. Just like it's on me when I waver, and when it's on me when I create something cool. And I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to give you a relevant experience from me today of self-harm. Okay? Cool thing. I've just been like really just reminding myself, and I'm human too, as well as divine. So there's moments where I'm practicing and speaking from experience where I want to share this with you, so you don't think that it's just like, oh, you're just, and nothing's wrong, and you just happen to be different than us. No, I'm not. I'm really not. I mean, you can ask my roommate. I have moments too. It's fine. You just know how to just change it instantly. And I mean, I binge watched a bunch of these amazing YouTubers who I love to shout out all the time, because they were created in my consciousness as an outpicturing of me to remind me who the heck I am. Okay? So just like your consciousness created me to remind you who the hell you are. So be grateful and be excited, because you wouldn't be listening to this if that's not what you actually believed or what was in your consciousness. I mean, there's no coincidences here. This is all just synchronicity. This is the truth of who you are. So example for me today, I woke up excited because obviously I went to bed in my state of who I am, and a cool, meditation, because I like to meditate. You don't have to, guys. You don't have to do anything you don't want to. There's no nervous system regulation. There's no trauma bond things. Like, you don't need to do any of these things, but I do believe from my own state that if you're not honing in on your attention and you're not even sitting in silence with yourself for like at least 5 minutes a day, I guarantee you your mind is not really that convicted, because if you're experiencing randomness in your world, it's because you're experiencing randomness within consciousness. So instead of scrolling, instead of being a dopamine sucker, just take a second to yourself. And if you can't do that, then you know where you need to reel it in, because I was the same. Scrolling, having all these experiences, being on social media. And then when I went to go sit and be silent, my brain was like the Tasmanian devil, just like attacking itself. But it wasn't attacking itself. It's just because I never took a second to take myself out of that virtual reality that I believe was running me and that I'm creating it, and realize that I created it to be random and all over the place and attacking, because I couldn't focus on something for like more than a second. If you can't focus on one thing for more than a second, like, you really need to just ask yourself, what am I doing on a moment to moment basis? Like, can I not walk down the street and experience the sun on my skin and like sit in that moment because I'm obsessing about something? Well, then there you go. That's your answer right there. Plain simple. So back to the story. I was experiencing my day. I was excited. I was catching myself when I heard any shoulds, like, you should do this, you should do that, or, oh, time this. And no, none of it's real. I mean, this is all just, there's no 24 hour. It's not even relevant. So I'm I'm experiencing now living outside of that. Like, instead of, oh, it's 8 a.m., you got to do this, I'm like, well, what do I want to do right now? I'm going to do that. And if it's 4 p.m. and I want breakfast, I'll have it. And if it's 8 a.m. and I want dinner, I'm going to have it. None of that's real. Living outside of time. A book by Ramtha, Love Yourself into Life, talks about the more you live for the truth of who you are and experience the joy of who you are, you're not going to be bound by time or space anymore. And when you're not bound by time or space, that's not relevant to you, and you are in this world but not of this world. And that's when you can do greater works than he shall do. Like Jesus said, we are capable of doing crazy things. And I don't care what anyone says. We can levitate, we can walk on water, we can reverse age. We never have to die. I mean, we never die anyways. If you experienced a surgery, you can literally jump into a timeline with a new body. It doesn't matter, like the surgery never happened, because you also experience new body, 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 new moment, new moment, new moment, all the time. So today, long story short, had that experience, was working out, crazy cool manifestation, got a free car. I literally just contemplated what it would be like to drive stick again, because my dad taught me when I went back to Canada to visit family, and right away picked it up because obviously I knew within me I could. Like, just like right now, if you wanted to download Spanish, you could literally speak Spanish like that. There's a version of you that speaks Spanish, okay? People have done it. I mean, what do you think happens when someone gets out of a coma and knows a new language? What's the anomaly there? It's literally trying to show you, like, this is what consciousness is. So I was contemplating it, and then I got a call from my dad. I thought about him, and then this is so comfy. Wait. No. I have to have this. Guys, I talked about this the other day. It's my favorite drink. Also, cool thing. One manifestation. I have to tell you guys this because this is relevant to the girlies out there who want to have long, thick eyelashes, who think they need to do things like use the like $80,000 lash serum, which I mean you can because you're obviously whatever you want to do. But I used to use this thing called Latisse, and it was one of those things where you're just like using it mindlessly. It was like a prescription thing for lashes and brows, and you're not thinking anything of it. But then when I actually looked at what it was doing, I'm like, hey, like, listen, I'm all for medical intervention if you want to do that. I mean, if you break your leg and you're not at that level where you can just like unbreak it, don't just go to the doctor, please. Please go to the doctor. I am not telling you not to do that. If you have a rod coming out of your freaking chest, go to the doctor. In the meantime, please. But anyways, it's just one of those things where I just don't like to subscribe to, and this is my belief. I was pre-med. Listen, I come from a family of doctors. I understand science, okay? But when something has literally an entire list of side effects that are unwanted, and then it's like, oh, but then here's maybe the wanted thing will happen, I just don't buy it. I don't. I've been on meds. I've been on all these things before when I claim to be a different version of me. And I don't buy it. I just don't. It just doesn't resonate with me. And obviously you can completely manifest a reality where you only have the desired outcome from whatever and never have the side effects. I've done that too. But I'm just at a state of consciousness now where I just don't even believe I need to do that. So why would I do it? So anyways, I realized this Latisse thing was just like, it just was not my vibe. So I stopped it. And yeah, I mean, I had the chaos of like my lashes. Actually, funny enough, my lashes fell off at first because I kind of just used that thing of like feeling like I needed to depend on something. So reality showed me the opposite. And yeah, I had a little freak out, but then I reminded myself of who the heck I am. And then I kind of like, sometimes I use certain experiences in my life for my benefit. So let's say like I grew up with thick lashes, or I grew up with something that was like kind of resonating that I could grow better lashes. I would hone in on that to just help my case. Just like placebos, it's all the same. Next thing you know, I'm led to just like buying castor oil because it was just natural for me. Slathered the castor oil on my eyebrows and my lashes, and then boom, like they're insane. And I don't need the castor oil and stuff. I know that now, but I mean, it feels nice, and it's just like a freaking cheap thing on Amazon. So, and look. Well, you can't tell. I don't have mascara. I have no mascara on. Anyways, it's fine. This is so fun. We're getting up close and personal. But back to it. Anyways, manifested this car, was really excited. And then I went to go shower, get ready. And I looked in the mirror and I've been claiming something different, and I didn't see it. And I literally spiraled. Okay. I just went, and guess what? That's self-harm. I was allowing myself to play in that 3D reality that was unwanted. And I was claiming that for myself. I'm harming self, because that's not what I said who I was. That's not who I say I am. So why am I claiming that? It's okay, because guess what? I just took a step back, reminded myself of who the fuck I am, declared new, realized that none of that even matters, because the moment I declare new, it's new. And then that was it. Okay. So I've had experiences like this too. And sometimes sometimes it comes and you get swept up and it's like an hour later and you're like, what did I just do for an hour in the bathroom? Or what did I just do staring at my bank account for 2 hours? That's okay. Just, it's like, if you know that it's all now, the moment you just say, now I am the way I am this perfect desired appearance, I am abundant and I have this much XYZ money, that's just the reality, and you just stay there. So no need to beat yourself up, but staying there too long, you are harming self. You're just going to recreate it. So really be mindful of those moments where you tend to go unconscious or forget who you are or claim something that's not wanted. And in those moments, really be extremely on it of this new version of you, and stay there so wholeheartedly, so convicted, so persistently that it becomes natural. Okay. And if the ego and the chaos comes, you just you remind it a little bit more. And then you know what? You will feel the sense of lightness and, like, wow, I claim it. I own this. I created this. And even if it's unwanted, like, I can create new. And there's nothing holding me to this reality besides myself. That is empowering. The moment I say, this is who I am, it's like, you let God take all of that weight off your shoulders and you are in that new reality, and it's like you can breathe. I know that feeling, okay? Because I've just experienced it today, where you were going down that path, you caught yourself, you said, I give it to God, like give it to the higher self, whatever you want to call it. It's just you. I remembered who I was, and then I had that empowering feeling again. And you know what? Before, I would do the whole, like, I have to go sit and do like 18 rounds of Wim Hof, and I just was so caught up in that realm of healing. But it's really just as simple as a decision, a statement, a claim, a conviction, and knowing who you are. And it just supersedes everything else. You rewrite the entire story of your life in a second, in a moment, right now. And it's so amazing when you see how instantaneous it is, like when you actually start to experience how instantaneous it is, because then you're even more mindful and more really disciplined with yourself. You don't allow those room for that, not error, but those room for you to go outside the lines that get messy, because you know that's instantaneously creating it. And it's such a beautiful, beautiful thing. So self-harm is just claiming in consciousness to be something that is unwanted, that is harming self. You guys know this. You felt that feeling of when you claim something unwanted and you feel like crap. You feel like shit because you're experiencing it over and over again. Like, what's wrong with me? You're crying out for something. That's a beautiful reminder that you are not acting from the source of who you are. And then you just rearrange it. That's it. And imagine, like, if you knew that this is the flesh of God, okay? And this is God. If you really, if you know that wholeheartedly, when you look in the mirror, you don't want to look at imperfection. There is no imperfection. Even if it's considered human imperfection, it's perfection, okay? I wholeheartedly believe that. So when you act like that, when you act from that knowingness of that you are divine, and you look in that mirror, you want to only claim love and beauty and symmetry, and you want to look at your bank account and only claim abundance and wealth and happiness, and you want to look at a person beside you and only claim, wow, she knows, kindness and love and thrivingness for them. Thrivingness, I don't know if that's a word, that they're thriving. You know what I'm trying to say? You're going to feel that so deeply that you only want to experience, and you only want others to experience, pure, infinite love, joy, abundance, perfection, well-being, happiness, amazingness, just ecstasy, gratitude, because that is what we are. Like, at our core, we are absolute love and form, projecting this experience. I have goosebumps while telling you this because this is so true. So speak in a way that shows you that you are divine, and act in a way that shows you divine, and think in a way that shows you that you are divine, and feel in a way. Again, with the feelings things, there's a difference between like feeling in a way, like choosing to feel that, versus like when the old is coming up and let's say your body feels something, then don't identify with that. You'll see the difference. Like, it's a different thing than what I'm trying to say. Let me try and clarify this. You can feel like, in a way, I can feel into the feeling of my future self. So let's say me driving a car right now, I could feel what it's like to drive the car. That's not the same as like the emotion. So if you're feeling what it's like to feel a car because you're just feeling the senses, but then all of a sudden the opposite comes up, like you're feeling anxiety, you don't have to identify with it. That's not who you are, but you could still feel into the real senses despite the anxious feeling coming up. It's just what you claim about it. Okay. And then eventually you can even say like, I always feel amazing. I always feel happy. And you'll keep staying in that reality to the point where you really will just feel that. Okay. Cause I used to be, in an alternate version, I used to have like extreme fucking anxiety. Holy shit, bad. Not really though. But yes, to a seeming person, that's what it felt like. But I now know that I created it. But how does someone go from that self-harm of extreme anxiety OCD to feeling peace and love? Well, let me tell you, you just stay there. You just convict yourself to it, and you don't have to feel it right away. It didn't happen to me right away because I just wasn't convicted enough. And then I remember the moments where it started to ease and I just felt even more and more convicted, and now I'm that person. So don't get caught up in like, well, it's because I feel this way. Oh my God, it's not working. No, it's always working. It's impossible not to work. But do you want to keep harming self? Ask yourself that. I think that we're gonna mic drop it here. Thank you guys. I love you all. If you feel called, you can like and subscribe, spread it, share it, so people know who the heck they are and they don't need to do anything else besides act it. These videos are all you need to really know to do that. There's no fluff. I'm going to only speak from experience of what's happened to me in my life and like what I've noticed. So if there's something that doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. And if it resonates, great. I don't really care. All I care is that truth comes through, and it will, because I declare it. And because we all are living truth, we're just experiencing it differently. So if you want to work with me because you feel like you want a loving slap, a loving tap, a loving nudge, reach out in description below, everything you need to know. But I love you guys. You are incredible. You are masters. You are divine. And you know what you need to do. You just need to be, because you are. Thank you. And I think there was one thing I wanted to say. Oh yeah, love you.